question you might have has been answered by this film, but the question I do have is, how did this begin? I know that there, 10 years ago, you made the trailer for Funny or Dumb. When did that become a conversation of, we gotta go beyond the trailer?
Well, it was actually just an email I got out of the blue from Al in February of 2019, where he said that, he'd been playing the trailer at his concerts for about a decade, and after every show, people would come up and ask him, when can I see this movie? As if that one was real. So, and then, Bohemian Rhapsody had come out, and Rocket Man was about to come out, so, Al thought it was the right time. Reading the email, I feel like before I even got to the end of it, I was already responding like, yes, let's start writing this today.
And so, you mentioned those two biopics, but what was the process like in writing this movie? It's like almost a taxonomy of every music biopic ever made. Did you need to do the research? Were you already familiar with the films?
Al, I mean, we kind of watched a lot of those biopics. We made notes and we worked on all the tropes.
Yeah. But it's everything. It's even, it's Forrest Gump, it's Boogie Nights. It's not even just limited to musical biopics. We're trying to tell just the most epic biopic story of all time.
Now about casting too, because you had a cast for the trailer. How did you land Evan and Daniel? And also to Evan and Daniel, what sort of brought you to the project?
Well, it was a very easy conversation. I initially, when these guys first approached me, I was kind of like, wait, what? And then when I read the script and I sort of saw what they were doing and going like, oh yeah, this is, as soon as you read the script, you're like, oh, there is nothing else that Al's biopic could be except this movie.
Age wasn't too.
Oh, it was it was very early. It was embarrassingly early. I did not need, there was very little convincing that needed to happen. As soon as I spoke to these guys and had read the script and saw what they were trying to do, it was just like, yeah, you can't sign me up fast enough and I'll start trying to learn the accordion.
And Evan, was the pitch simply, do you want to play Madonna?
Yeah, I wasn't planning on doing anything for the rest of the year, and I got an email and I opened it, and the first thing it said was, you've been offered the role of Madonna, and I just burst out laughing. Immediately. And then I saw it was a Weird Al biopic, and then I saw Daniel was in it, and it's what am I going to say, no? Yes, very easy, yes.
I mean, one of my favorite things about the film, one of my favorite scenes is that incredible backyard sequence, which is, a bit Boogie Nights, but it's also every celeb cameo, but also every underground comic, alternative comic cameo in that sequence. How was that writing process? And did you, I'm just imagining that you were just writing a list of everyone you could try and get.
Yeah, I feel like there were 30 more names in that scene than hers too. It was every weirdo celebrity from the late 70s, early 80s.
We went through our address books and just come on down. And thankfully, Roku was nice enough to let us shoot in Los Angeles, because originally it was going to be Atlanta.
Yeah.
And it would have been harder to get all those people, come on a plane for,
It would have been a 5 minute flight.
Yeah.
Just packing a plane full of friends.
Right. Let's give a big round of applause for the Roku channel for making this. Daniel, you seem to be an incredibly proficient accordion player in this movie. Is this movie magic?
I am not. I got very, very lucky to have a friend called Pete Salziti, who is a self-taught accordion player who had a lot of time on his hands at the time and was willing to give me some lessons. And then Al, also I have videos that I will treasure for the rest of my life, that Al sent me some accordion lessons just over email. And I did what I could. It is a very hard instrument. He makes it very easy. And yeah, it's incredibly, one of the fun things about the job is you get to become not proficient, but you get to dip your toe into loads of strange little hobbies. And so it was fun to try it.
And I got to be in the trailer next to his while he practiced.
I'm sorry.
It was fun being, it was fun just just being on the email thread where you and Al were bouncing these videos back and forth through. I had nothing to add to it, but it was great to just sort of watch.
Accordion for dummies back and forth.
It was also like, I feel like I learned the, you know, it was like, there was probably roughly about a month between me learning the verse of My Bologna and the chorus. So like, my girlfriend was living in like a perpetual hellscape of just nothing. So everyone was very patient in the making of this film.
You know, you bring up the My Bologna scene. One of my favorite details of the scene is how it climaxes with everyone just beating the crap out of each other. Was that something on the page or an inspiration in the moment?
No, that was on the page. That's pure Al.
Originally, people like crashing through windows and things like that, but on an 18-day schedule, that was going to happen.
Yeah.
They shot this in 18 days. All those cameras.
It was pretty wild.
How did you achieve also just like the concert sequences and like what type of rehearsals went into setting those sequences?
Yeah, that was the. I mean, part of how we were able to achieve this in 18 days is we had stunt rehearsals, we had rehearsals with the band. Obviously, Dan pressed the accordion, and that time that we spent in prep getting those things right meant that we could get there on the day and just like execute them, and.
And I'm curious too, we just spoke about like, Dan, you...
Also, sorry, can I also add, Eric is the most prepared director in the world. That's also Eric.
And I want to ask, you just talked about, getting into the accordion mindset, but I'm curious to both Evan and Dan, what type of research did you do to get into your characters? Like in terms of like the, emulation of Madonna and Weird Al?
I'll probably be quicker. I just try to guess less. Well, I'm playing a version of Al, I think it's fair to say. So other than like, my main prep for this was like, honestly, on such a tight schedule, was like learning all the choreography and the fight choreography and all of that stuff, and sort of, learning all the scenes, and just, by the time I came to this project, I had been like a fan for a while, so I'm already sort of quite steeped in the song, so I've like got a head start on that. But I think, and then just like hopefully being around and just trying to absorb what is relevant, and then play also a version that does insane things that Smell would never do.
How do you do it? Evan, how about?
I've loved Madonna since I was very little. There's like home movie footage of me in bunny ears and tutus, and I was like 4, dancing around a Material Girl and things like that. Yeah, so I've been in training for some time, but I did the second I found out I was playing her, just YouTubed stuff out of her videos from the early 80s and interviews, and just like would sit there in my trailer just like doing the voice and like trying to get like going over every single word. Like, I knew it was a heightened version and a sociopathic version of Madonna, but I still wanted it to be good. So, I worked on it.
Yeah, we really want to like give them the freedom to like not necessarily do impressions of Al and Madonna, really ever in the movie, but to create bizarro versions of these people that exist within our universe, where this movie exists.
I hesitate to ask. Al's seen the film. Al worked on the film. Has Madonna seen the film?
I don't think so.
Madonna walked out halfway through this movie.
We have room for just a few questions from the audience right there with the Al puppet.